This is Kelly Wentworth from Survivor San Juan del Sur, and you're about to listen to one of my favorite sources for all things Survivor. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. So find your flint, grab a bag of rice, and all your fishing gear, and let the bartering begin. Take it away, D&D.
Thanks, Kelly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Dwayne.
And my name is David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. David?
What?
You're making a face, David.
I am?
Yes, like I'm delusional.
No. Let me check myself.
Okay.
It looks fine to me.
Okay, maybe not. You just look really intense.
I think you're just seeing something.
Okay. Is that just you? You're a very intense person?
I am after the Tar Heels win by 2 points over Harvard in the last seconds of the game. So, yes, I'm a little tense right now.
Oh, see, I didn't have time to watch any final Sweet 16 or whatever it is tournament.
It's the start of the tournament. It's the first day. There's still 64.
It's the Sweet 64.
That's right. It's the awesome 64. That's right.
If they were playing at the Commodore, it would be the Commodore 64. We are live. If you're listening to us on the audio podcast, well, that's awesome. But did you know you could watch us live every time we record? Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time. There's a chat room going on. David's watching the chat room. I am watching Twitter. And if you're watching live, all you have to do is hashtag STWDD, and we will get your comments on the air. All right? And we'll keep David from playing drums during the show. But what was that? What did you drop your phone?
I'm trying to mute so I can cough. Hold on.
Hey, okay, so we have this cool little mute foot button that you just put on the floor and you like this, and it kind of goes in and out if you're pushing the mute button, right? It's pretty awesome. But David's isn't working. He doesn't have another cord, I don't think.
Yeah, the cord broke. So I was trying to put my phone down quietly. I was trying to put the chat room down quietly so I could hit the mute button with the mouse, and nothing worked. So I made more noise trying to not make noise than I did trying to fix it.
And David, I have exciting news.
Well, that's good.
Tonight, we have the Miko's Challenge.
Yes!
Which I totally don't have with me. Uh-oh. I'm telling you, right up until we went on the air, I was watching the show again. I'm going to have to...
Yeah, I'm usually getting texted that the notes are ready about 5 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago, and I'm texting him, notes.
All right.
Podcast
okay,
notes.
I'm about to use Siri.
Okay.
Ask Connie to bring me my laptop case, period.
Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send it.
Okay, now I owe Apple lots of money.
Connie said, get your own laptop case.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Response. Who the heck do you think I am? Your wife? Do you have higher expectations of me than you do your other friends who are men? All right.
At least we're talking show, because we got a lot of show to talk about, so we need to get to the show.
Yeah. Get comfortable, my friends. Relax in that nice lazy boy recliner that you bought on Amazon using our link, because this is going to be one long show. In fact, Connie was in there watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever it is show that she's been watching that I don't watch with her. And I said, Connie, I will see you tomorrow. I have a feeling you will be in bed by the time we get finished with tonight's show. So it's going to be a long one, but we're going to have fun. I know Dan and Mike and Sierra are up wherever they are in Maine or whatever, eating crabs or lobsters or whatever, hopefully watching the show. They might be, or they might catch us later on. But so there you go. I saw pictures of them on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know that, David.
Cool.
So, hey, check out the website, www.stwdd.com. Where we have two guest bloggers, Shayna Davis and Alex Gomery Keisler, and very good blogs. Be sure to check those out. And, of course, this show is there. And my latest parody. Thank you, babe. Not you, David. That was my wife.
I was about to say, we've never used those. terms before.
I've never called you babe.
Never
before.
had pet names before, so let's don't start now.
Let's not start now. All right, yes. Okay, I have Miko's challenge. Which is, I mean, it's 2.5 hours away. She could have taken her time. But I also...
She could have watched the entire Hobbit trilogy and still brought you the movies.
She could have written back after Lord of the Rings, and I would have said, that's okay.
Yeah. Why don't you start with The Hobbit, then go to Lord of the Rings, then bring me the case.
Yeah. But anyway, go to our website. There you will find my latest song parody, which I don't have queued up on my trusty iPad. I apologize for that. But it is called You Give Our Tribe a Bad Name. It is on our website. There's a menu called Song Parodies. It's also still a featured post. And it is Mike. It's Mike singing You Give Our Tribe a Bad Name. Specifically about Lindsay at the very beginning. You yell at Dan. You yell at me. Yeah. So
just gotta apologize. Just shut up and apologize.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the Dan School of Women. I can't wait. The Dan School of How to Talk to Women.
We're jumping. Come on, get through this other stuff.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry. Our first episode of Movie Talk with D&D should be out. I'm going to stay up extra late tonight, and it should be out. So, hey, you just downloaded this show.
I hope this
Go
is
over to Movie Talk with D&D, where we talked with Will the Giant Ninja about the movie Die Hard for over 2 hours, my friends. David had more facts about Die Hard than I had jokes about Die Hard. That is true.
I hope a second ago you did not freeze and it was me that froze because you froze.
It was you.
It was me. Well, that's what you thought last time, and it was you.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Die Hard. Listen to it.
I have a Monster drink inside of me, and I'm going wonderful. Monster drink and some pistachios. Anyway, thank you all for listening tonight. Do go check out Movie Talk with D&D and go to iTunes. Give it a rating. Let's get that show noticed. All right? It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, you can find the latest episode of Movie Talk with D&D on our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com. And, all right, here we go, David. How about some initial reactions? I have 5 initial thoughts.
I have 2.
Wait. David, before we start, do you need to take a mandatory relaxation moment?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, and we're finally playing some Survivor, episodes 4 and 5. Here we go. Initial thoughts.
Oh, is that your cue for me to go first?
Yes, I'm done now.
Okay. Speaking of winner, winner, chicken dinner, I have Jen as the accidental winner of this double episode because not only did she go out because she's a vegetarian to get more wood and run from the chicken, she went out and said, while I'm out by myself, let me find this incredibly well hidden immunity idol, which I thought was pretty well hidden. And
very well done.
And Haley even mentioned she was gone for a long time. So that was one gift. And then later she gets a gift because she does not have the numbers, she does not have the votes, and then Carolyn walks up and gives her a gift.
Yes.
So, way to sit back and let the game come to you.
Yeah. It's Christmas time in Survivor.
That's what I call an accidental winner. So, good job.
That's right. There you go. There you go. All right, I have an initial thought. Super fan does not equal super player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll talk on that later. Do you have another one?
I do. Where was this episode when I was starting out dating? I could have really used. There was so much information in this episode that I hope people were writing down and then throwing away before they go out and start dating.
I was actually thinking about hosting a seminar on how to talk to women and having Dan come speak, and then I saw this episode and decided against it.
Well, you got to have Rodney as a special guest.
Yeah, possibly so, because Rodney could tell women, exactly how to view themselves. Yeah. Hey, not only can Dan smash a woman's self-esteem, he can smash pots like a human wrecking ball, man.
Like a wrecking ball. He pushed it like a wrecking ball, man. There's your parody.
Yeah. just like he can smash a woman's self-esteem. It's like, all right, this is Sierra. Boom. This is Lindsay. Boom. This is that girl I dated in college. Boom.
He's like a baseball pitcher that hits you from the back. Here's the ball. Boom. Here's the back shot.
Yes.
Because you're not getting what you think you're getting.
Here's all the girls I've talked to more than Mike. All right. Blind signs are fun, but 2-hour episodes are even more fun. It's another initial thought.
Absolutely. Except they're hard to watch twice. That's a little bit of a
Not
challenge.
when you're a committed host like myself, David.
Oh, you're awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old at home either.
Okay.
How old is Davis now?
He's 16.
No, he's not. But is he already in the double digits?
Your face. What was that look you just had on your face? No. Yes, he is 10. He'll be 11 in May.
Oh, my gosh, David.
He'll be 11. I remember the last time you were here, he threw up all over your shirt because you were holding him.
No, that's the night that we moved away. It was like him saying, this is what my dad thinks about you leaving.
Yeah, the last night y'all were here. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yes.
All right. I have. Do you have another initial thought?
No, not really.
All right. Blue Collar's chairs look very comfortable.
Yes.
It's none of my name. And I have one more initial thought.
Mm-hmm.
After the 5th time Probst yells, "Don't drop the platform," you might want to stop dropping it.
I thought they were going to get put in timeout. They were just not paying attention to Papa Jeff. So, or excuse me, not paying attention to, hey, JP, come on.
Yeah, JP.
Get with it now.
Hey, man. How you doing? How you doing? All right. Previously on, Shireen and Max are becoming outcasts. Blue Collar, all work, no play. No Collar sent Nina home, but Will got 2 votes. Just kind of setting us up for that night. Anything else you got from previously on?
No, I just got the Blue Collar was failing, according to Mike, but winning, actually, because nobody was leaving. Yeah. And then No Collar was losing, like you said, and then the same outcast. I actually did write down previously on just what you said.
Yeah. All right, night 8, No Collar tribe. And they still have embers. Now, look, if I'm out there playing Survivor, this is something to celebrate when you still have embers and you get back from Tribal Council.
I wrote down embers. That means no Tribal Council for the entire night. That means they still have a shot in the game. They're not out of the game, and they're going to make it through this double episode without going to Tribal Council. Yeah, I thought that was pretty enlightening. Because
we know it's literally 8 to 9 hours when they leave camp to when they get back. Mm-hmm. They have to get on the boat. Well, they have to film themselves leaving 3 or 4 times, right? Then they have to get on the boat where they're sequestered and they're not allowed to talk. Actually, they're not allowed to talk before they leave the island, right?
Think so.
Do you mind if I go over this for those that don't know?
Sounds like my pre-Die Hard notes, but go ahead.
Oh, well, I'd have to do a whole lot more than that. Anyway, so then they get on the boat and they're sequestered in the boat. Well, they're not allowed to talk. Then they have to go, and then they have to go to a tent and wait where they're not allowed to talk. And one at a time, they go to medical. And then after medical, they go back and they wait until it's dark. And then they go get into Tribal Council. And that takes up to 3 or 4 hours for Tribal Council. Anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then when they're done with that, then they got to go back, get in the boat, and they can't talk. And the reason why you hear first impression things when they're back at camp that night is because that's the first time they've been allowed to speak. So there you go.
Right.
In case you didn't know all of that. And so that's why it's cool that they had embers still.
Yeah. I actually forgot a initial reaction, and I'm going to keep saying it every week until I'm wrong, in that I still think Will made the right move voting out Vince.
All right.
And this double episode proves it.
All right. Well, according to Haley, Will, in case you were wondering, Will, I mean, even though you didn't mention it, so I probably shouldn't say anything. But if there was an idol, then we wanted to make sure you went home.
It's almost thought the way she said it, it was like, we're going to sleep. We're tired. Hey, can you just tell Will why he got those 2 votes before you go to sleep? Hey, Will,
not stupid.
Just to let you know.
You know what Will, I mean, he shouldn't have done this, but it would have been funny if he had said, so why are the 2 on me? Why not split it with one of y'all? And then Haley would be like, blah, blah, blah. All right, day 9.
I just think he's grateful. He's just grateful, and he should be.
Okay. All right. How about the snake? I'm not liking this whole there's snakes around camp thing.
Multiple. Yeah, he said we're finding snakes.
Yeah.
And that guy was just sitting there in the ash, just waiting for somebody to get close or something.
Same color as the ash.
Yes.
I'm thinking,
Were there points in the challenge for snake killing?
Waiting to bite somebody in the ash.
Were there
Just
points
kidding.
in the challenge for snake killing?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But Rodney eating snake. Notice that Rodney and Mike are on speaking terms now.
Very much so.
So
I was watching this with Gracie, and Rodney goes, guys have a spat, they get over it next day, they move on. And he said, I don't know if he said girls are different, but Gracie said, I wish girls could do that.
Well, guys don't have as high of a standard to keep, so they don't have to.
Oh, goodness.
It doesn't take as long to get over things. Reward challenge, the infamous I don't want to be the caller challenge. Man,
I was kind of surprised because I didn't know. I guess maybe this was posted before the show came on that this was reward, but it just suddenly jumped right out at us. It's like, oh, right at a challenge.
Yeah. But I don't want to be the guy calling on this challenge because they inevitably get blamed.
Yeah.
Everybody's mad at the caller.
This was I was looking for standouts in this challenge. People that really did well besides the no caller, and Jen, to me, ran through this whole challenge.
Oh, yeah.
She just booked through it. Her and Haley were grabbing everything, and they were just quick. And obviously, I couldn't really hear Joe all that well, but they did. Knew exactly where they're going.
Yeah.
But why, oh, why must you go under and through the fence instead of around? Even Probst said they're still fighting the railing that they should be going around.
Exactly.
I mean,
you know what I heard, though?
What?
I heard on my second watch, I heard Sierra say, go under, go under.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's because Lindsay just wouldn't go around. It seemed like she was leading Kelly.
Maybe so.
And then I got to wondering because surely they got to the stand and turned around and looked and got an idea. And I almost wonder if Lindsay thought that it would be easier to follow the path if they went through the railings. But I still don't see how that's quicker because she's fighting the railings as people are running past her. So I didn't quite get that.
Yeah. How about they're playing for 3 chickens and 1 rooster. I've been really trying, baby. I actually think that they did this just to confuse them because there's really no use for the rooster.
First dinner.
You eat the rooster
Yes.
first. Why eat a chicken first? Eat the rooster first.
Exactly.
Because you don't have to have a rooster to have an egg. You have to have a rooster to have a fertilized egg.
And a morning wake-up call. But otherwise, eat the rooster.
And a morning wake-up call. So, anyway. Probst says to Will, hey, Will, be careful when that drops. And Will's like, dude, I can't see it when it drops.
I was trying to remember, was this challenge this dangerous the last time they did it?
I don't know.
God. It's like an anvil, like the Roadrunner, the coyote trying to drop an anvil on the Roadrunner. And those poor guys blindfolded are just standing there. Go ahead and hit me. Yeah. I'm waiting for you to hit me.
That's right.
And then Dan gets kind of yelled at for not releasing fast enough. So what does he do? He releases fast enough.
That's right.
And he sends a carriage over to these 2 women.
Yeah. Dan's like, hey, I have dropped more wood than anybody out here.
Or logs. There you go.
Yeah, or logs. Probst, Kelly has a massive collision with the platform.
No, Kelly got crushed by the platform.
Dude, man.
Golly
Talk about
days.
it. Medical called in, tons of blood. Kelly's like, it's all good.
Kelly's like, if this is what it takes for me to get a confessional and get started on this show, I'll take it. Whatever it takes to get on this show.
Whatever. And then you got the medical guy. Now, she's got like a 28-inch gash. And Probst's like, hey, whoa. How about reassuring her? Because she can't see.
Can you tell her she's going to live and that she shouldn't bleed to death within the next hour? She should be okay to stay in the challenge because we don't have anybody else. She's the only one blindfolded, so we have to stay.
That's right.
Now, I had a problem, and I'm on a serious note because
what's your problem?
I've been coaching for a long time, multiple sports and activities. My oldest daughter is an athletic trainer. She's constantly looking at injuries and stuff like that. And I'd be willing to bet my paycheck that Kelly had a concussion. Pretty simple to me that she was going to have a concussion. At least give her a concussion test to see where she is. Because those things can get bad. And the simple way to do a concussion test is to lift up the blindfold and you work with the eyes. That's one way of determining a concussion. All they would have had to done was get a tarp, surround Lindsay and Kelly so they wouldn't know where they were, and do a concussion test. I really felt bad for her.
Maybe they did that, though. Maybe they did, and they just didn't show us that.
I hope they did, that they would have wanted to do something
thorough. That would be a good question for any survivor that might be listening and knows how to use Twitter.
Because that was a lot of blood. Oh, my goodness. But you know what? Kelly stock just blew through the roof for me because she didn't get it. I mean, she's a cop, so she's tough. She's worked at a bar. And I'm like, she's just sitting there going, hey, I'm fine. I understand. Yeah. If I get dizzy, you'll call it. I understand. Let's just do it. She never raised her voice. She never lowered her voice. Constant calm. I'm like, wow.
I was going to say, David, that was the concussion test. If you get dizzy during the challenge,
while you're blindfolded, walking into rails, crawling under rails that you don't need to crawl under, if you ever get dizzy,
while Lindsay is cursing in your ear at Sierra, if you happen to get dizzy, then we'll know you have a concussion. Oh, well. Kelly's like, I'm good. Let's go. Hurry up. Meanwhile, there's blood flowing down her neck.
Well, you make a good point about listening to Sierra. I'm wondering if they should have gotten somebody with a more distinct voice, because it seemed like Sierra and Carolyn's voice were getting mixed at times because they were calling one directions and their teams were going the other directions. And I'm thinking Dan would have been a different voice. You can't mistake Dan's voice. You know what that sounds like. Now, you wouldn't have heard Mike, but Dan's loud enough. I don't know. I just wonder how much of a difference it might have made to have a different voice.
Yeah, maybe so. And that might be why they showed us the left, right, left.
That's when you say, no, your other left. Your other
right. Oh, yeah, the left, then the right.
No more Red Bull for you.
No collar kicks butt. White collar gets second place. And then Max acts like he was blindfolded while going to get the eggs behind Shireen.
He was having flashbacks.
Yeah. I think he's trying to be funny. The problem, the poor Max, because the problem with Max this season is no one got his jokes.
Yeah.
Or at least they didn't edit it so we thought anybody got his jokes.
He got a shot in at the end when the last run down with the flag. I think Shireen got him a little close to the rail.
Yeah.
He took one in the chops.
I probably could do a song parody. Blinded by Shireen.
Or blindsided by the other team.
Yeah. Well, just no. I mean, this is a question for like 2 hours from now, but is possibly one of the reasons why he played so poorly, or that they showed us him playing poorly, was because he was so taken that he had a friend who loved Survivor just as much as he did, and they thought they could rule the roost. But we'll talk about that later. All right, no caller, day 9. Chickens. Will, did you catch what Will said?
No, what did he say?
We like you better than our old tribe mates.
Yes, I did remember that. You provide.
Yeah.
We can fry you. Now, did you see the bag on top of the cage?
Yes, I'm sure it had instructions.
I guess those were instructions, but there was it looked like a stick, or I thought it might have been an idol clue sitting on top of that bag. I even rewinded it, but nothing came from it that we could see because Joe pulled it out immediately, and I was waiting to see if he was going to hide it or read it, but no, I didn't ever see anything come out of it.
Mike Holloway just tweeted, Survivor Talk, well, I guess we have nothing better to do, and they're watching this. Well, I guess we have nothing better to do.
Well, they were watching us.
Yeah, they were. Nah, he doesn't mind me making fun of his voice or imitating his voice. I'm not really making fun of him.
Yes, we wouldn't make fun of anybody. No.
All right, Will's birthday, man. Let's cook some chicken for Will's birthday. And you know what? I got to say, if I'm out there and it's my birthday and my family normally does a lot of stuff for my birthday, that's not the case, but if it was, then I would be emotional as well. And it would be kind of cool. Let's, cook me some chicken.
So
fry it up in a bucket of water.
I'm wondering if his comment about "I'll never forget this," they did this to make me feel special on this day, and I'll never forget this. If that's going to come back, where he does something for them, or where he looks out for them somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
Locked in.
All right, so Jen is okay. Now let's would you like to compliment Jen on how she handles this? Not only for getting the idol, but just as a vegetarian, how she handled this in the game.
Yeah, she took the chicken and started to walk away from camp.
Well, no.
To let it go. Run.
She's like, be free.
She took the high road and called Joe Satan. And then she just went on her way as a...
Oh, I'm sorry. Tyler's watching with them.
Tyler.
But the idiots got you on the screen instead of me. What's up with that?
What do you mean idiots? That's practically Team Cholera right there.
Oh, and you're getting a massage. You're sitting in a massage chair. They got your computer on a massage chair. All right, anyway.
They must be really bored.
Yeah, they just turned it on, took a picture, and now they're watching RoboCop. They have us on in the background. Anyway, talk about Jen, because I was really pleased with how she handled this.
I was pleased with how Jen kind of went through the whole double episode. She just, the game kind of came to her, but she gave the chicken up and just went about and said, I'm just going to walk away. And they did not seem any wiser to what she was doing, but, I'm just going to get away from the scene and go get wood. And while I'm here, I'm just going to start looking around for idols because I know they should be in trees or in holes or under rocks. And according to Haley, she's gone for a while. So good on her. And hopefully she brought back some firewood just to show that she went to get firewood.
Yes. Well, what I think is good, she didn't make a big deal about it. See, that in the past, we have had people make big deals about this kind of stuff and cry about it and just and really give everybody a hard time. And her approach was, you know what, guys, I really wish we weren't doing this, but just let me have some space while you do it. And she's close enough to him that they're not like worried about her.
Right.
But she didn't make a big deal about it.
And he didn't either.
If she had seen Haley slowly sawing the poor chicken's head off while it was still alive, she might have said, how do they not know to wring a chicken's neck? How do they not know this?
Even Terry was sitting there and watching this part of it. And she goes, that's not what you do first.
That poor chicken. Because she went like 2 inches above. Oh, well, that didn't work. Oh, crud.
Hopefully Jen was far enough away to not hear Joe say, do it again. Try again. Try one more time. Aim right here. Right here.
That's right. Oh, my goodness. All right. So she you know what upset me, though, about Jen going off, though?
What, that she found an idol and said the episode title to get you double points?
Yeah, that was nice. But she offended all the trees.
How did she offend the trees?
Quote, all these trees look the same, unquote. I'm sorry, that's a very racist thing to say about trees.
How did she offend the trees?
Did you really not get that?
No, I didn't hear it because you froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, she said, all these trees look the same. Which is a very racist thing to say about the poor trees.
It's a naturist thing, not a racist thing. It's a naturist thing.
Yeah. It's like when someone says, all you white folks look the same. Or whatever ethnic group you want to say looks the same. Those poor trees. Anyway, she finds the idol, and it's a dream come true, and we get the episode title. Way to go, Jen.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Blue Collar, Day 9. 6 stitches, David. 6. 1 stitch for each of you.
Aww.
Aww.
So nice.
All right, I have what Mike said. She's like the toughest girl I've ever seen. I feel like I can go far in this game. We can go far in this game together.
Mad
That's
respect.
Mike's take.
Mad respect.
Mad respect for her. Like, if I was going to share this moment with anybody, I would share it with Kelly as she comes to me, to my throne, and gives me my water. Later on in the episode, he's like sitting there Bring me my water.
We also get a shot later on of Rodney sitting there while Lindsay's over the fire. A couple neat shots of those throne chairs.
Yeah. So Rodney basically says, actually he does say, men are dogs, but we want angels. And that's how me and my boys are, man. I may not be an angel, but when I settle down, I want to find one. Yeah, right. That's a pretty big double standard there, buddy. I can hook up all I want, and that's okay. But not the girls, which makes me wonder. Oh, well, anyway.
Yeah. What is the jaw? Break your jaw and make you eat it. How can you eat your jaw if you don't have a jaw?
I don't know.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand that line.
But, Lindsay's right. I mean, Lindsay was right, but she just didn't handle it well. She should have handled it like Kelly handled it. And Sierra didn't say much except for when they were laying down in the shelter. But just don't pick that battle. Another
alignment between Mike and Kelly, and then another argument between Lindsay and somebody was just leading me to think we're heading towards the tribal council. There's going to be trouble for the blue collar, and it's going to even out. Which I hate to say it, but I'm kind of glad because it wasn't just one team coasting through. So everybody had to go to tribal council before the swap.
Yeah. So let's cook some eggs in white collar if you're ready to go to white collar. You ready?
Sure.
All right. Shireen is happy they didn't win the chickens. Okay.
Just to avoid another embarrassing moment of white collar not knowing what to do with something that requires manual labor.
Yeah. Shireen shows us that she should have been cast as Glenn Close's character in Fatal Attraction.
Now, when I watched this today, I mean, and Joe practices making fire, but he's not called a pyromaniac to get on Survivor. Right. And then Shireen practices killing and skinning and preparing an animal, whether it's a chicken or a rabbit, and she's called a sociopath. And she's called a sociopath. I'm sorry, I call that someone that prepares to come on Survivor.
All right.
Especially a white collar who's not supposed to be able to do all this stuff with her hands. So she prepares. What? I mean, he was funny. He was funny. She probably started with mice and worked her way up to rabbits. But
the
still.
8-year-old owner of the rabbit takes offense to you, David. The 8-year-old owner.
Nobody can find the 8-year-old owner of the rabbit.
Mommy, where's my rabbit? Shut up. She's playing Survivor next week.
That's right.
She needs to practice.
That's right.
All right, so you're not creeped out by it.
No.
Joaquin, on the other hand, is a little creeped out by it. Because how did,
You know why? Because he doesn't know how to do it. And had he thought to prepare more than just watching 6 episodes of one season, maybe he would have prepared making fire, practice other things. I don't have a problem with people preparing to do things that they don't normally do to practice before getting on Survivor. I just thought that was kind of a double.
It did desensitize her. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think she walked around naked in her backyard to prepare for Survivor?
Probably.
Would that be?
Probably not.
Okay.
Now you're reaching just a little bit. So.
All right. So we got the 3 guys talking around Carolyn. Carolyn doesn't like the logic of not sitting out Shireen because that'll make Shireen upset. Mm-hmm. You know what I kind of gather is Tyler and Joaquin just kind of sit back and let Max talk, but I think Tyler and Joaquin are not as close to Max as they may want Max to believe.
Yeah, I mean, we were wondering about the blue collar going to tribal council, who'd be aligned. The white collar is not what they appear to be. No. They've gradually grown apart. And it's funny because I think the situation of Max and Shireen growing closer and Carolyn growing away has caused Tyler and Joaquin to grow closer. So there's a swing vote right there in the middle of the white collar tribe with Carolyn. And if they'd lost, it would have been Max or Shireen going home, I think, then as well.
Yep. All right, you ready for the immunity challenge?
Yep.
Because, heck, we don't need day 10.
No.
Nothing good happened on day 10. Everyone slept. Rodney was an angel. Lindsay didn't yell at anybody. Sierra talked the whole time. Kelly was in every shot.
She gave 8 confessionals.
Yeah. So we can't have day 10. We just can't have that. All right. Time for Probst's least favorite game. Just give me the freaking idol already.
It's you guys don't want to give those up.
Oh, I'm going to act like this is fun, but I'm really ticked off at y'all right now. Stop doing this.
I should not have to come over there and get that.
That's right. I'm the host of the show, you imbeciles. All right. I like that the first obstacle is on a slant because it does make it harder to get around that pole or
absolutely.
That obstacle. I like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. All right. Anything else? Anything you want to say about that challenge? I got some stuff, but
no, I liked it. I liked all the challenges, even the repeats that we've seen before. I still liked them all.
Oh yeah, I don't care if they repeat challenges.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, come on.
That's part of preparing for Survivor, watching previous seasons and knowing what to do.
Yeah. How about Probst bringing up the kitchen sink for poor Will? Will's struggling. He's struggled in every challenge so far. Can't swim, can't get through ropes, and he's struggling again.
Poor Will.
I know.
I'm waiting for Will to go, I know, Jeff. I know. I'm here.
He's like, Jeff, I'm a big man. Leave me alone.
So if they'd have gotten to the end and lost, would Probst have said, so Will, you really struggled in this challenge like you've struggled in every challenge.
Right.
Are they going to vote? Do we even need to go to tribal? Yeah. Are they going to vote you out now?
What is it with you and ropes, Will? What is it? and I know shoelaces aren't the same as ropes, but shouldn't Rodney be a little more adept at knowing what goes over what? Just a thought. Just a thought.
I mean, when it's right in front of you and you have to turn around and look for help for somebody that can't really see what you're doing, I would think.
Right. Yeah. Mike apparently misunderstood Probst's instructions. Mike Holloway misunderstood Probst's instructions. He thought Probst said, shoot the ball until you hit the helicopter, and then you win immunity.
Launch the ball.
Launch the ball as high as you possibly can, and you will win immunity. Something tells me Mike was a little bit frustrated because there's no way he thought it was going to end up in a hole.
I wonder how many attempts we did not see.
Oh, gosh. Probst was probably over there helping them. He's got so tired of it. So, anyway, Haley wins immunity for no collar. Way to go. And this whole quick move strategy, surely that's not a good strategy because you don't have any control. You got to have control. So you got to go slow with the ball.
Well, it's the only strategy if the other tribe's getting ready to put the ball in the hole. So, I mean, I understood it because Max was able to do it for one short little segment, right? Yeah. Did he pop it up in one segment?
I think so, yeah. All right, but Max saves White Collar from Tribal Council, and we get Sierra, Lindsay's only alliance, only friend, maybe not friend, I'm sorry, that's only alliance, saying, I want Rodney gone. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Rodney or Lindsay. All right, so let's go back to camp. Lindsay gives the pep talk, and Dan agrees with everything she says. Because Dan agrees with everything everyone says.
Well, he knows how to listen as a woman and a man. So he knows this is in the book. You know, this is the more stuff I should have known when I was younger. How to listen.
Oh, man. Where was Dan when I was in high school?
But you know, I don't know if it's listening as a woman or a man, but when you're listening to a woman, it's basically nod and say yes. Yes, I'll get that done, honey. I'll take care of it. Yes. If it's not, why do I need to do that today? Because you're going to kill more time trying to get the answer that she's going to give you. It's, yes, I'll take care of that today on my day off. I'll be glad to run those errands on my day off. Not a problem.
Yes. Oh. Yep. So this is where we begin the Dan School for Dealing with Women seminar. And don't go. Save your money. Save your money, my friends. All right, Rodney, Mike, Dan, and Kelly are in the water. And again, Kelly, playing smart, does not confront Rodney even when he says stuff like, I would take Lindsay by her hair and spank her. Kelly refrains from getting out her notepad and saying, arrest him when I get home.
Did you see the look, though? She looked at him like, really? Did you just say that?
I know.
It's like she wants to look at Mike and Dan to go, did you just hear what he said? Yes. Did he say what I think he said?
Oh, man. And isn't this where we get Kelly approaching the Mike throne and bringing him water?
And Mike says, I just don't trust Rodney, but Lindsay is just ticking people off bad. You know, and it goes back to camp life or game life or how do you want to proceed?
Right.
So I mean, they're just building up the one or the other. They don't want to make it too obvious.
Yeah. Do you think Dan knows how close Mike and Kelly are? Do you think like that's a tight 3, or do you think Mike has a Mike and Kelly thing going on and a Mike and Dan thing going on?
I think Dan's aware of it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to hide in a 6-person tribe. I think it's hard. So I do think,
especially if you're Dan.
Sorry. I think Dan. I do think I just don't think we're seeing Mike talking to Dan about working with Kelly because. But I love how Kelly and Mike were very clear about this is who I'm working with. We're very tight. I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow her. You know, just. That's what we want to see. And this is why Mike was kind of almost glad to go to tribal council because they needed to iron this out before this swap comes up. It's like everybody knows something's coming and we need to solidify and get the strongest alliance before the swap.
Did he say that? I don't remember him saying that.
No, I'm putting words in his mouth, but that's why he did say, wait a minute, I wrote it down. This is just what blue collar needed. He said, this is just what we needed. Okay. And I'm presuming that he means that we need to solidify our alliances and our ties and before we go into the next round.
Right, okay. All right, hashtag tribal council.
Yeah.
Rodney says they don't mix. Sierra says he's vulgar and demeaning. Kelly agrees but says you got to bite your tongue.
Yeah. I was kind of this was kind of spoiled for me because I remembered the confessional Sierra gave in the commercial.
Yep.
I was like, this is where it comes from.
Yeah. In fact, I told Connie, I said, well, Lindsay's going home because of what Sierra said in the preview. So, but anyway, Rodney goes off on his Rodney philosophy, and Probst is like, Rodney? You sure you want to say that? And Rodney's like, so? Anyway.
Tell you what, you give him a microphone, he's going to say whatever he wants to say. It's good it's good TV.
Yeah. By the way, Lindsay, heck, next time you need a good pregame talk, David, give Lindsay a call. Because that girl can pump you up.
That's right, man. I love it. I hope she is right in this, that the winner of the game is going to come from the blue collar tribe. Because my pick is still on the blue collar tribe. And he's still on the blue collar tribe after the swap. So I hope she's right that the winner comes from that tribe.
Yeah. Kelly Wentworth tweeted, to Mike and to you and to Survivor Talk, Angels sing. Yeah, okay, whatever, Kelly.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
So here's what I got from Tribal Council.
All right, here we go.
I loved the split vote. It was smart.
Very good.
It was good to flush out an idol if it was there. However, and if they're still watching, they might not be watching after this. I don't think at that point didn't think Rodney was the right choice. Because they could have gone back 5 strong. Instead, they went back 4 strong with a possible flipper.
What the heck are you talking about? Rodney wasn't the right choice.
To keep. They should have sent Rodney and kept Lindsay. Because they would have had 5 tight instead of 4 tight and 1 possible person that could turn. Because if Kelly and Sierra went to the other tribe in the swap, Sierra could have flipped and voted against Dan or Kelly or whoever else was on the tribe with her. So that part makes me nervous that I wish going back, man, that was hard to watch going back after the tribal council because I could feel for Sierra. She's like, wow, I thought we were kind of doing this together against Rodney. And then, of course, it only gets worse after that. But at that point right there, I wrote down brilliant split vote, but I'm not sure it's the right person to send out at this time.
Yeah, it almost makes you it helps us to realize that we really don't know what's going on at camp because, I mean, they kept Rodney over Lindsay, so it must have been, I mean, there must have been a lot going on.
They could also be he's the person they want to take to the end. He might not get enough votes, so that would be somebody to take with you. If there is one more challenge, you'd want to keep him for physical parts of the challenge. Or if they take one tribe and split them up into the other 2 groups, you want to keep strength, And then, but I don't know. Just at that point, I was thinking, they even said they wanted unity. You know, they wanted to come back strong, but they came back with someone that was no longer strong.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
ready to flip.
Well, I got to tell you something, man. Lindsay gets the award for the most legit pants ever worn at Tribal Council. Those were some cool-looking pants. Lindsay, if you're listening, thumbs up on the pants. Those were awesome. They, like, glittered. They, like, shined, and it was pretty good. All right, David. I'm going to get on a little maybe not a soapbox here, but Sierra feels left out, you know? But, hey, Blue Collar has the head of the seminar for women, how to treat women on their tribe. So Dan will know how to make her feel better whenever they get back to camp, right? So I'm not worried. Should I be worried? No. So Dan is talking to Sierra back at camp, and I'm thinking, let's watch and learn. We are going to learn how to treat a woman who is really going through a difficult time. Quote, let's all share why you screwed up so much, unquote, which he didn't really say that, but paraphrase. Let's all share why you screwed up so much. But I still like you. You're an asset. I'm thinking Oreo, Dan. Oreo. Good, negative, good. But in this case, not even Oreo. Just good, 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 good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm off my little soapbox.
Well, I concur in the sense that I would have thought about maybe saying why Lindsay just left them feeling they couldn't trust her. You know, they trusted Sierra completely. But that wouldn't really work, though, because her name came up twice. You know, that kind of would have defeated that purpose.
How about just not having a round table discussion about it? Because then Rodney gets to pipe in. I got no sympathy for you, babe. Nope, that ain't helping either. Finally, Mike. Okay, we can either sit here and talk about what a loser she is, or we can all get together. Anyway. All right, go ahead. So you're gonna say why you think how they could have made it better for Sierra?
No, I can't really think of a way how they could have made it better. By not talking, it's probably
just yes. They just need to leave her alone.
You were never the choice to vote out. You were just the fallback in case she had an idol. You know, that was our only thing. So, we chose to keep you over her.
Yeah.
Because we trusted you.
Well, it just wasn't a good situation. Hopefully, they can, based on previews for next week, maybe they save things a little bit. Mm-hmm. We don't know. Yeah.
But, I mean, Mike's trying to mend it by saying, let's build bridges. Let's get the relationships back together. And I wrote down, well, if you got rid of Rodney, there'd be no bridges to build. You'd have two girls that would be loyal. And, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but we'll see how that turns out. It could be fine.
Okay.
Because of the swap, Sierra might not have a choice but to be loyal at the time. So,
yeah, maybe. All right, it's Reward Challenge, day 12. Time to switch things up. Blue Tribe is Eskameka. Is it Eskameka? Yes?
I wrote down Blue Tribe.
Okay, it's Blue Tribe Eskameka. From the Blue Collar, Sierra, Dan, Mike, and Rodney. From the White Collar, Tyler and Joaquin. From the No Collar, Joe. And I'm thinking, as Probst is saying, pretty strong-looking tribe.
You think?
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Wow. Red Tribe, Nagaroda. Will, Haley, and Jen from No Collar. Max, Carolyn, Shireen from White Collar. And Kelly from Blue Collar. The opposite of the other tribe.
Yeah. But you got to give props to Sierra for being so excited to be stuck with the three people she didn't want to see again.
Very good acting, Sierra. Very well done. But
you could see her real excitement when Joe came over, when Tyler came over, Joaquin came over. Oh, so glad you're here. So glad you're here. So glad we got to talk later. Let's talk later.
Yes. All right, they're playing for kitchen supplies, sausages, and all the white collar rewards. Did you happen to write down what those were? Because I did not.
No, did not.
All right. Whatever white collar got, they got. So if you were looking for that, sorry, you didn't get it here.
Which challenge have they won? The white collars won. I don't remember what they won.
I don't remember.
They lost the first one. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I tell you what, though,
they do have a tarp, and maybe they got fishing gear. I forget.
Maybe. I don't want sausages.
You're going to turn down food?
Well,
on Survivor?
Man, I guess not. That's protein, but I think a lot of it's going to be gone shortly after I eat it. So, anyway, did you like this reward challenge?
I did until they divided the tribes up, but I still liked it. I mean, it's a fun challenge. I liked it back in Philippines, so it was a little more balanced there. But it was still good. I still like it. It's a fun challenge.
All right, and who won the reward, David?
The Blue Tribe, Escameca. Is that what you said?
Escameca.
Yep.
Escameca. All right, Red Tribe, Nagarote, Day 12, Shireen. I know this show. And Kelly, this is like buying drugs. I'm sorry. That's what I call taking a quote out of context. As an undercover cop going in to buy drugs from people you don't know. That's what she said.
My first thought was, here we are again with a cop as the swing vote. Let's see if she can play it opposite Sarah and do a better job.
Yeah. So, did you get anything else from Nagarote, Day 12?
Just that Shireen feels confident that she's locked in Kelly, which means she hasn't.
Oh, yeah, that's later on. Let's go back to... Well, they go to Escameca first. And we get Mike talking about keeping Sierra in the fold. Oh, this is... Mike, what were you thinking?
No, it's not Mike. It's Dan and Rodney. They got right up and followed him. Mike is the first one to go get water. And then
Mike, we got to keep Sierra in the fold. So let's all go get water and leave her here with them.
Even Sierra is shocked because she says, did my tribe mates just leave? Okay, good. Now we can talk.
Yes. Tyler's like, bring me your poor. Bring me your mistreated. I will welcome her into my arms.
Follow me to the promised final tribal.
Yes. I am Tyler. Oh! All right. Now we go back to Nagarota. And you can talk about Shireen. But no, you didn't have that much more. Jen is very annoyed. I love it. Okay, Jen just blew me away this episode, just like she did you. I know things I never wanted to know, she says. She hasn't stopped talking, she says.
I wrote down... Oh, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Well, Shireen... Well, I was going to go to Shireen singing, so you can go ahead.
Well, I wrote down at this point, there are different levels of super fandom. You know, and it's, to me, it's not a penalty that Max and Shireen have memories better than most people to remember all the details. I remember a lot about movies, you know, so I remember people, what movies they've been in. I've never lost at 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and I just know a lot about movies and people that are in them. They know a lot about Survivor. You know, I don't know if it's a photographic memory or what it is. They just know a lot. You just got to have a filter on when you say it and how much you say. And it's about reading people, because you can look at Jen's face and say, I don't think she cares.
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to know anymore.
Right. Well, that happens a whole lot right before, later on in the show.
Yeah.
Shireen in the hello. Do you think she was trying to sing it? Like, okay, it's like we had 2 different versions in 2 different keys, by the way.
Yeah.
But the first time almost felt like she was kind of, kind of like joking around.
Yeah.
And the second time it was more serious, but still, talk about annoying at camp.
Well, I think we were getting fed annoying Shireen all episode.
Well, true.
I mean, we didn't get that much annoying Max, from what I could tell. They were saying that he was, but it was more like all the little moments that Shireen did something that bothered somebody. And that just felt like the whole episode.
Poor Max, man, getting stung twice.
Yeah.
If I was Max, though, I'd have been like, you mean you had this whole foot to sting? You could have stung the wart. I wouldn't have felt it.
And they wouldn't have noticed as much.
Yeah. I could have said, oh, no, that's my 3rd stingray sting. That's not a disgusting wart on my foot. Anyway, Jen, being a lifeguard, let's get it into scalding water. It's like when you have a headache, pinch your toe as hard as you can so that the pain is more excruciating than the headache.
We do that at the hospital that I work, one of the clinics. The guy said, I want to put a TV in this room. and it's a room where they get their blood drawn and stuff and get shots. And I was like, we don't usually put TVs in here. Why would you want a TV? He goes, to distract them. He said, they take shots better and we draw blood better when they're distracted watching a TV show. So let's draw their attention over here before we do something to them. So Max is like, I don't really hurt anymore. I don't really feel anything because of my scalding water on my feet right now.
That's right. Meanwhile, Haley's like, what the heck is on your foot? A planter's wart? Are you freaking serious? That's our water pot. Get it out.
That was funny.
Oh, well. Will says Max is already getting on my nerves. And Carolyn says, I am not with the... Well, she says, I've got to be patient.
Right.
So. All right. Escamecca Day 14. Mike is attending the dance school of women out on the beach.
Yeah.
And Mike basically says, shut your mouth, apologize, and go forward. So Dan's response is, I will tell her I was mad at her for what she did. No, Mike says, in my experience with women, Dan, dude, I got this. I've talked to so many girls. So many girls I have spoken with. Oh, where's my thing when I need it? I've been really trying, baby. Trying to hold back this feeling. That's right. Way to go.
I got this. I got this. Yeah. That means this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. That means cue the next scene. This is a disaster of an apology. It's like the point of the opportunity was missed in the fact that you don't want to come out of it in equal shares. You don't want to. She's the one you need. You need her. She doesn't need you. You don't want to come out. Yeah, you don't want to come out agreeing that you both messed up the same level. You really want to get on one knee and apologize so bad that she realizes it's better. This is like buying a car. Do you keep getting the same old car replaced and fixed, or do you go out and buy a new used car that you know nothing about? You know, my mechanic said you might as well get this other car fixed because you know what's wrong with it. You know where it's been. You know how it sounds in the morning, and you know how the comments that it makes when it shouldn't. But you know this car. So that's what you want her to feel. You want her to feel like she can trust you again and you're sorry. Not that you think she's messed up more than you, so she should come back for that reason. Right. I'm going to apologize, but only if you recognize that you owe me one as well.
Here's that curveball apology again.
Yeah. See, Dan, the problem was it should have been all about Sierra. It should have been all about her and nothing about you. You should have just swallowed the pride, and it should have been all about Sierra. All about her.
And that's what Michael's trying to say. She just wants to hear you apologize.
But hey, Dan has a whole lot more women than Mike, and Dan knows how to do this. Hey, I'm just saying.
Is that a sarcastic look on your face? Are you giving me the sarcastic look? Okay.
Maybe so. Well, based on that apology, goodness gracious.
I think Sierra was more offended by the look on her face.
Sarah was like, this ain't going to work. Can we just walk?
Yeah. He wants to keep talking. Can we just walk away from here?
Yes. Oh. I'm surprised tonight the other night when if they watched this episode together, I don't know if they did. If they happened to watch this episode together, I'm surprised she didn't stand up and throw a jug of something at him.
You know, anyway. But that's one of the things I wonder about this cast because, you know, it's all out there on Twitter and everywhere else, how close they are and stuff. And it's almost like some of them are taking it as serious as you should a game. And that is to enjoy it, play it as hard as you can, but remember it's a game. And it's like they all come out of it saying, you know what, you were mean to me for those few minutes, but this was fun. And we're just going to go on from there. And that's how it should be. It should. Yeah. People shouldn't come out of this way in negative ways.
All right. Well, let's leave poor Dan alone. It's time to leave him in his empty seminar that everyone left.
So he can go stir the pot.
Yeah. And let's get to the immunity challenge if you're okay with that.
Was it really a challenge?
Not really. Mike is looking over at the other ones like, you don't have an Ice Cube's chance in Hades against us. But okay, let's go.
Another Philippines challenge.
Yeah. So why isn't Nagaroda using Max and Dan? Not Max and Dan. Max and Will. Why aren't they using them?
What do you mean? Didn't they do the sled?
At the very end.
Oh, at the very end.
They started off with the 2 youngest and then the 2 oldest women.
Right.
I mean, come on. It's almost like they wanted to lose.
Well, Max said finally get to start playing the game. I don't think that, though.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, Will probably would not have done very well in that part. So, before we leave it, Scotty, I'll put this up on the screen for you. Scotty P19, Scott Perino says, Dan, the relationship counselor, or counselor. Yes, that's right. All right.
Dan's slogan, I got this.
Yeah, I got this. All right. Well, I tell you what, Dan kicks butt in this challenge.
Yeah, he did.
He gets to throw in the wrecking ball. You know why, don't you? Because he's seen the video so many times. All right.
I like the last one. The last one, he stands there, counts the chains on the wrecking ball, looks back, waves at him, throws the last wrecking
ball. Here's a picture of Sierra about to stab Dan. Here. It's on Twitter, y'all. Y'all can go on Twitter and look at it. There you go. That's awesome. Oh, man, this was a blowout, Probst says. Yeah, that's an understatement. When you get lapped in the when there's only 4 groups and you get lapped, yeah, it's pretty much a blowout.
Hey guys, this is Jennifer, and I just wanted to steal a moment during my favorite podcast to remind you to use D&D's Amazon link when you shop at Amazon. Not only do you get everything you need at Amazon, you're also helping D&D continue their great podcasts. So always use www.stwdd.com/Amazon when you start your shopping. Or make it even easier and just use their links on their website and the D&D Facebook group. That's all I wanted to say. Now back to more D&D.
So, what do you think about what Max said at the end? I'm so glad we lost, etc.
Excited to get on with the game, blindsides and double crossing. That's what I wrote down. Is that, or just that he's happy to go to tribal council?
It's just his whole outlook on it.
It sounded like more of the experience. I get to experience the next level. We're going to start doing some works. We finally get to play Survivor. I mean, it's where the title comes from, coming up.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's just so unaware of what's going on around him, which really surprises me. I mean, you and I both, and almost everybody I talked to preseason, thought Max would be incredibly socially aware in this game and play it smartly.
Yeah.
But from what we've seen, he really didn't. Didn't.
According to the edit, it felt like he was just overconfident in his 3 and didn't even try to pry anybody away from the other alliance. I mean, he was. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to rely on just those numbers and Kelly, then I don't know. There needs to be more. And according to Will and the other people, all they did was Max and Shireen stood around the fire and talked about Survivor.
Right.
That's what it seemed they were pointing out. But it's like just confidence, overconfidence in what he had.
So that's why I'm wondering: was he blinded by having Shireen there? And I mean. Or was he blinded by the classic split? I mean, was he almost too smart for his own good? You know, he assumes that Shireen has Carolyn. So, in honesty, I think Shireen may have been Max's downfall, ultimately. If Shireen had not been out there, if he hadn't had someone that he could talk about, you know, how many people wore blue shirts in season 4, you know, then maybe he would have been more attuned,
more focused
to the game. But ultimately, he trusted Shireen with Carolyn, and that didn't work out. And you know, so they were just way too comfortable.
Yeah,
I mean, he was more comfortable than even Shireen was, as we see later on when he says, "I'm not worried," and Shireen's like, "Well, you ought to be."
Yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, Max is very excited for the blind side. And hoping that they can get some blindsiding and some double crossing going on. But then we get the part where you were talking about earlier where he's talking to Jen, and Jen's just like, okay, thanks. See you later.
I'm going to walk away now.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been rejected by a girl quite that boldly before, but that was a straight up rejection, my friend. If you want to know what a rejection looks like, when Jen goes, all right, well, cool, I'll talk to you later, and walks off, yeah, that's what a rejection looks like. That's what it looks like. That was classic. I don't even think I've ever been rejected that boldly before. So, well, except when I took that girl to see A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh, yeah. That was.
And I took her home, and I was trying to say goodbye, and she had already opened the door and gotten out. So
the door was closing.
Yeah. It's like, what, do you want me to walk? Clam. Okay, see you later. All right. So we get to see Jen and Haley talking. And they're thinking Kelly is the swing vote, and they're wanting to vote off Shireen. Max and Shireen get together with Kelly and talk about getting off Will. Max calls Shireen brilliant. And Shireen, well, anyway.
We never saw, we saw Haley talking about working Kelly, trying to talk to her and stuff, but we never really saw that. Not like we saw Shireen, which is, to me, they were trying to set us up to think it was going back until Carolyn made what probably is the biggest move so far in the season, where she walks up and says, I have an early Christmas gift for you, Kelly. I mean, Jen. I love what she said. She goes, she goes, so what are you thinking? And Jen's probably like, why are you asking me what I'm thinking? Because you're in a 3 and I'm in a 3. So Jen says, well, not my people. Not one of my people. Just to be honest, not one of my people.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to say not one of your people, so we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And then Carolyn drops the bomb and says, I am not one of those people.
Uh-huh.
I am 150% with whatever y'all want to do.
Jen's face just lights up. Good thing for Jen, Carolyn wasn't messing with her.
Yeah.
You know? In this case, trusting actually worked out for you, Jen.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for you.
Yep.
So I love what Carolyn said. I think a fabulous blindside may be in the making. I think you're right.
And if she could say blindside about 12 more times, that would be even better.
Yeah, I'm sure you think that. And you know, we see Shireen and Max again together all the time. Even while the 5 are talking about them. I mean, they're giving these 5 all kinds of opportunities to talk. And Kelly's sitting there going, oh, okay, I'm not going with Max and Shireen. Nope.
It looks like this group has kind of got a bond here, so I'm going to go with the numbers. And it's funny because what was it, the first episode when they lost, Max said the game is afoot. And the game is always afoot. So when you're standing over there waiting for the next hour for tribal council people to come say, hey, it's time to go to tribal council, get ready, go to lockdown. If you're standing there waiting while the other 5 are standing over there talking, that's not a good thing. Go sit in the middle of the shelter. Go do something just to distract them.
Yep. I so wish I had time to pull this clip, but my all-time favorite confessional of all time was the Jen confessional right before they go to tribal council. It's the annoying race. My favorite confessional. Who's going to win? Is it Max? Is it Shireen? Who's the most annoying? We're going to tribal council. We'll find out soon. I loved it.
All she forgot to say was tune in Wednesday night, 8:48 Eastern time, and you'll find out.
Oh, man. Just favorite confessional. That even beats out Leaf popping out of the thing. Who are we voting for? That's all time favorite. So, all right, you ready to get to tribal council?
Yep.
All right. Well, here we go then.
And from my perspective, it felt like a brand new home to me. We all gelled really quickly in a way that White Collar never did. And you're making a face.
I am?
Yes. Like I'm delusional. No, okay, sorry.
Like I'm delusional. I was like, oh, this poor woman. You know how embarrassing it is whenever you try to engage somebody and they look at you like you're an idiot?
Yes,
I hate it when that happens.
I do, Dwayne, yes.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying, yes, I confess I've done that. And
I have done it too, and it's so embarrassing. And, poor Shireen. Oh, man.
I wrote down that Shireen was more blindsided, I think, than Max was.
Oh yeah.
And it was funny because last week you were kind of pulling for Nina to stay and for Will to go, which was like opposite of your fantasy team between our teams. And this week I was the same way for both tribal councils. I felt it would have been better for Lindsay to stay. She's on your tribe, and for Roddy to go, who's on my tribe. But in this tribal council, I completely agree with their decision because it takes out a smart player who could, eventually turn the game around for himself. And it also sets up a possible female alliance. Why not? If you're going to get rid of somebody and you're pretty sure you're going to lose the next challenge, why not work something out so that you get a second option in your favor? So you still got Joe. Right. Joe's making relationships, but you also might have a female relationship, a female alliance building, and this is one less male to worry about.
That's right. Because Shireen she'll start playing the game differently now. Well, you would think so.
That's what I'm really interested to see next week, how she reacts to this, because she's not going to be talking to Max. And she's probably going to sense that from that tribal council, people don't want to hear as much about Survivor anymore, past Survivor. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how she works from there on.
She's going to walk up to Jen and Haley and go, "Hey, I heard y'all went skinny dipping."
So how about looking for somebody else to join your alliance?
Yeah. Max teaches a little short mini class at Tribal Council. Several times tonight when he spoke, it was like, okay, I'm going into Survivor teacher mode.
Yeah.
Not to teach others, but just kind of like, here's my knowledge. I'm going to speak very eloquently and impress whomever. But I think that's just how he speaks. So he wasn't trying to impress anybody. It's just how
he was exactly right. It was the same horrible split.
Oh yeah. I like Jen. Why do they know that? Why do you know the Capricorn stuff? I love the show too, but why do you know that? Oh, just so many great Jen clips tonight.
Yeah.
But Max, hey, it's who I am. And Shireen, it's a life dream. I got a lot of respect for this game.
Yeah. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with knowing all that stuff. It's just a matter of how you share it. Or when you share it, type thing. So there's different levels of super fans, and we're seeing them out there now.
I know sometimes CBS tries to throw us off with the whole obvious stuff, like Haley saying after tonight's vote, camp life will be much better.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
I
knew it was either Max or Shireen.
Yeah, we knew that, and that's why I was thinking that they were trying to throw us off all episode with constantly showing Shireen. Shireen moments. And they were saying that, please stop talking and camp life's going to be better. And we just didn't get much of Max. So I guess that was their attempt to blindside us.
Right. Well, Shireen, it will be a blindside. Could be me. Then it'd really be a blindside.
It'd really be one.
Yeah, you're going to get blindsided, just not the way you thought that it could be. All right, let's vote. Jen, even as she holds up the parchment, please stop talking. Which is funny. Okay. I felt badly for Max. I'm not like try to. Anyway, I just felt bad for him because he tried this joke and it didn't go. Same thing happened to Shireen, except she wasn't trying to make a joke. It's almost like Probst was being a little mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, I know you're trying to be funny, and I'm going to purposely not laugh. In fact, I'm going to look at you like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Just because I want to make you look stupid on television. I kind of got a feeling that that's what Probst was doing to Max. So, now who was he hold up, bro? That's
Malcolm.
Yes.
To Reynolds?
Yeah. Hey Jeff, hold up, bro. All right, so Max goes out fifth.
He says, I've always wanted to do that, but he should have stood up, started taking his clothes off. But nobody's ever done this. Right there in Tribal Council.
Oh, that would have been funny. I have a hidden immunity idol hidden in my underwear. Hold on, I'm having a hard time getting it out.
Is this an immunity idol? Okay.
Oh, David. Let us move on.
Okay.
Max is voted off fifth, just like our friend Kelly.
Yep.
One of our favorite guests, Kelly. And she was voted out fifth. So welcome to the pre-merge fifth club, Max. And Shireen is not just shocked, she is wide-eyed, bushy-tailed shocked.
Almost like in, uh-oh. I didn't have a plan go in this direction. So now what do I do?
That's right. Wow. Max and Shireen are the definition of overconfident going into tribal council.
Yeah.
So I do like what Max had to say, though. He was glad he got to play. Being a pre-merge boot is uncomfy, but it deepened his appreciation for the game and how hard it is to play it. Yeah. I really appreciated what he had to say.
Also like what he said on Gordon Holmes' exit interview, where he said he used an analogy of baseball. Getting to play in a Major League Baseball game. He says, you're the pitcher that goes in the first inning. You might not make it out of the first inning, but you got to go and pitch in a Major League Baseball game.
Right.
So that was pretty cool.
Right. Yep. All right, David. That is the recap for the show. Good stuff. Excellent episode. Excellent episode. By the way, don't forget Movie Talk with D&D. We're not done yet. We got feedback coming up. Mm-hmm. But download our latest episode of Movie Talk with D&D because we talked about Die Hard for 2 hours. Also, we have more viewers than we did when we started. If you want to get your thoughts on the air, hashtag STWDD on Twitter. Hashtag STWDD on Twitter. Kathy, it is not almost over, Kathy, so you're good. Kathy says, a little late to the party. Is it almost over? No, it's not almost over. All right, listener feedback. First, we have Kathy, and I will be reading Kathy from Missouri. In fact, it's this Kathy. Mm-hmm. There you go, the one that just said something. Making this quick, I won't rehash the many moments and people that deserve to be mocked. Okay. Just some observations. I think every single one of the cast have dynamic, expressive personalities that are gold this season. Maybe not Max, who is a bit droning. Oh, sorry, I said I wouldn't mock. Anyway, not one of these castaways is boring. Love watching the facial reactions of those listening to Max and Shireen and then hearing their confessionals. Jen, Carolyn, and Haley are beautifully expressive. Carolyn, she is making the moves, and I like it. She is smart and, much to Max's dismay, smarter than Max and Shireen. Watching the most confident contestants get blindsided was pure joy. We learned that Mike and Kelly are tight. New information, and I'm not surprised. Congrats, Mike, for toning it down this week. And Kelly is a beast. That was impressive. I had Kimmy from Season 2 flashbacks when Jen started talking about the chickens. Thankfully, she put her frustration to a productive use and found the hidden immunity idol.
Excellent point. That was a couple things. Kelly performing better than Sarah, unfortunately, in the swing vote, and Jen performing better than Kimmy did from Season 2.
Yeah, which is what I was trying to say to you earlier. And you just David, you made that facial expression. All right, here we go.
It was the Botox. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what it was. Let's see, where are we? I had Mike scooping flashbacks with Kelly's bloody head. And then I had Kathy Vavrick O'Brien peeing on John Carroll flashbacks after Max got stung by a stingray. And I knew Shireen would be the first to step up to take the job. Oh, gosh. Wow. But that didn't happen. Then I remembered it was not a stingray, but a jellyfish. However, as I just Googled to ensure I had the correct names, I see it was a sea urchin, not a jellyfish. Running out of time, guys, so that's all I have time to write. Keep up your awesomeness, David and Dwayne. Kathy.
Oh,
Thank you, Kathy.
I thought she was trying to go all Max there on us by giving all the history and the names, and she admits to Google.
Yeah. She's pulling a little Max on us. All right, here we have an audio feedback. Wendy from South Dakota.
Hey there, Survivor Talk with D&D. This is Wendy from South Dakota, just calling in with a little feedback. I was happy to see the return of the reward challenge and the immunity challenge. I love the challenges, so for me that was exciting to get to see everybody do 2 challenges. No Caller had a really good night, or a couple of challenges on the first episode. It was nice to see them come together and pull things off, especially in that direction calling challenge. They picked the perfect person with Joe. He's so calm. I knew he would do a great job of directing people. It was unfortunate to see Kelly get hurt, but what a toughie. I mean, she just took it like a champ, wasn't freaking out when they were examining her and she couldn't even see what was going on. She's one tough cookie, and I gained a lot of respect for her. And, she really embodies the whole blue-collar persona with that sort of toughness. I'm just really impressed by her. I'm impressed by the way she sits back and watches things that are going on instead of, jumping right in and talking too much, and kind of all the things that Shireen did wrong, Kelly is doing right. I was also really impressed with Mike, the way he handled Sierra after they got back from tribal council, and really disappointed in Dan and the way he handled himself. Even after Mike counseled him on how to apologize, he still did a really bad job of apologizing and just let his pride get in there, and he couldn't just let it go. I mean, it seems that he doesn't understand that they need her way more than she needs them. So that can be really unfortunate for the blue-collar group. Although more unfortunate for Dan than for Mike, and Mike is one of them that I would like to see stay around for a while. The challenge where they had the holes and the ball, where they had to get it to the top, really loved that challenge. I thought that was a really cool challenge to do. Nice to see something new. Not that I mind the old ones. My husband and I were watching together, and I said, "Oh, I remember this one. They've kind of had a lot of recycled challenges." And he said, "Well, how many seasons has there been?" I said, "Well, 30. So, you can't expect them to come up with a new one every single time." And I don't mind seeing them play out again, because sometimes the players will come up with a whole new strategy that people didn't think about the first time around, and I think that's kind of cool. I wasn't particularly sad to see Lindsay go, although I would have rather seen Rodney go, and by the looks of the next time on, it looks like they probably should have kept Lindsay and gotten rid of Rodney. But you don't ever know. I mean, I think they were going with who's going to be stronger in challenges, not who's going to be flakier. So that may be an unfortunate thing for them. I was happy to see Will stick around. I still just like him. I just think he's such a likable guy, which is probably going to hurt him in the long run. And happy birthday to you, Will. I think that the Red Tribe is not going to do very well. Hopefully they'll throw in some challenge puzzles, or puzzle challenges, that kind of thing, to try to even out, because Blue has all the physicality. So I hope they do something to try to make it a little bit even, so it's not just a total massacre on that end. But I'm really enjoying this season. I still love all the characters. Really enjoy the podcast. Thank you guys for all that you do for us. And y'all take care. Bye-bye.
I certainly concur.
Apparently, Wendy works in a wind tunnel.
She might have been in the tractor driving with the windows down, so you never know. I certainly concur about the challenges. They were good, and I would hope that they would have expected a possible non-balanced division. So the next few challenges could be about balance. They could be about walking over stilts or something, not stilts, but walking planks or things like that, or just something not necessarily muscle-based or even height-based for that matter.
Yeah. We do have a tweet. This comes from someone named Mike Holloway. It says, Survivor Talk, love my girl Lindsay. The professor's class was cut too short. Love you, Maximus. So giving out some props to the guys.
That name sounds familiar. I can't think of that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who that is, but hey. And then Kathy has a response, if I can find it here. Uh-oh. I think I might have.
She's going to love that. That you weren't able to get a response up.
Oh, well, she basically said something about... Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. Google was my friend, and with those facts, all I had was Kathy peeing jellyfish, and I was only correct with 2/3. So, she says, not Max. So there you go. All right, we have another feedback. This is coming from Andy, who manages our Survivor Challenge on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/Survivor Talk. The group is growing. It's a family-friendly, fun group, and you should join it. But here we go. David's going to read Andy from Missouri.
I love a good tribe swap. Everything we think we know changes with a good swap. In this case, I'm a little bummed that the tribes are a wee bit lopsided and wish they had done a schoolyard pick or something like that to create a little more balance, but oh well, I'll take what we've got. The hot topic of the day seems to be everyone's relative stock up, stock down after the swap. In general, the rankings in the blue Escameka tribe are pretty unclear at this time, and probably will be until the merge or another swap happens, unless they go to tribal, which means unlikely in the near future. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. In my mind, there were two players whose games made a huge uptick thanks to the merge, Sierra and Will. Sierra. After Lindsay was voted out, she was clearly the bottom of the blue bucket, and Dan was sure to make sure she realized it, and would have obviously been the next person out. On her new tribe, she appears to be in the precarious but potentially powerful swing vote position. Obviously, that is not always a sure thing. However, with this tribe makeup, she should be a solid number 4 for a while, and could ride that into the majority alliance after the merge. Pre-merge, she also has the benefit of being the proverbial eye candy for the otherwise testosterone-heavy Escameka. That can't hurt. Post-merge, she won't likely be seen as the biggest threat and will likely have that majority alliance, so she can probably go a long way, and, I believe, has the chops to win a couple individual challenges. Immunities. Good point. That's a huge improvement over being the likely next boot. Oh, blue-collar tribe, how much wiser would it have been for you to keep Lindsay Sierra happy by voting out Rodney? Your future is looking bleak now. Will, I believe, has the unquestionably most gargantuan upswing of fate of any player in this game. So I guess he feels that I was right and that Will voting out Vince was correct. Okay, good. Will was almost unanimously viewed as the most likely boot in this double episode, and he was clearly the bottom of the barrel in the no-collar tribe. However, in the new Nagarote, and thanks to Carolyn's cannibalistic flip, he is certainly in the top 5, and most likely in the top 3 along with Haley and Jen within that tribe. This is incredible placement for Will. In the pre-merge game, he is a tribe liability in terms of challenge strength. However, with his placement in this alliance and the apparent overall weakness of his tribe mates, Will should easily coast through to the merge. Once past the merge, he is a clear non-threat. Will is not going to be winning many individual immunity idols and generally just seems to follow the group, and will thus not likely be on anyone's radar for a vote off. He's also pretty quiet and won't likely be on the business end of any quality of life camp life votes. My prediction is that, barring any foolish shenanigans or straight pagonging, which is still possible given this tribe's likely numbers going into the merge, Will should probably be able to easily coast into the top 5 and possibly even the finale. Then he will lose. However, losing in the final 3 sure is better than being the 4th or 5th overall boot. That's all for now. Andy.
Awesome. Thank you, Andy. Again, go to our Facebook group. Andy is always on there, talking on there, and so is Kathy. And actually, everybody that generally leaves feedback is on our Facebook group, so you should be too. All right, next we have Kayla, and she sent us an audio feedback, so here we go with Kayla.
Hello, Dwayne and David. I'm back! It's Kayla. I haven't been avoiding the show. I just literally got caught up on everything last night before the double feature. I was out of the country for a while. So, I'll try to keep things succinct. So, on Blue Collar, things can really shift around in this game because I would have had no idea that Mike and Dan were on the ins and the younger girls were on the outs. I had no idea that Mike and Kelly were so close. but it's really interesting. And yeah, it's a big problem in Survivor when you can't hold your tongue about things that annoy you. And that was a big problem for Lindsay and Rodney. And I wasn't really surprised with how things ended up going with them, just because I think when there's a twosome like the girls, it's understandable that they get split up, but it really wasn't smart to cast votes for Sierra and then alienate her after the fact. It's a big risk. And I know Mike knew that, but I think Dan should have chilled it a little bit. On the no callers, I think the way they handled Will getting votes was really good. I think Turnabout's fair play, and he got sneaky on them. They had to get a little sneaky on him, but now they're ready to stick together, and they definitely did that after the swap. And speaking of after the swap, I think Jen and Haley are really calm, cool, and collective, and they just go with the flow, let things come to them. They really are the definition of calm, cool, and collected. So yeah, interesting to see how they're doing after the swap. They definitely got dealt a good hand. Oh, the white collar tribe, Shireen is a bunny killer and a psychopath, and Max is a cult leader. And it's very obvious again that the threesome is Tyler, Joaquin, and Carolyn, which is surprising that Joaquin is in and Max is out and Shireen is out. Things really have been shifting around a lot this season early on. So we get new tribes after Lindsay goes, and lo and behold, we have a stacked tribe in the form of Escameca and a sad tribe in the form of Negarote. And of course, Sierra is now monkey in the middle, and her tribe did a terrible job at apologizing. But it's okay because Dan has talked to more girls than Mike, so woohoo! Just really bad, and they leave her alone to talk with these three new guys, all of whom are pretty charismatic and, pretty, easygoing and chill, and I don't know, I think that was a big mistake. And Tyler has a great quote where he says, give me the outcasts, I'll take them, and I was pretty high on him pregame, unlike a lot of people, and he's likable. He's going to be, I almost guarantee, out of everyone in the tribe, he'll have the least conflict with anyone, and probably be the most liked by everyone. I get Rafe from Guatemala vibes from him, and I think he'll do really well, so I'm glad about that. I think that over on the new Negarote, Max and Sharon are giving me such secondhand embarrassment. They're really making goofuses out of themselves, and I still don't, all that being said, I don't know if Carolyn made the best choice. I think she's pulling a chaos cast, and she wants to be the swing vote. She's turning on her alliance to be at the bottom of a new alliance. Jen said, I don't want to vote at one of my people. It's clear that you aren't her people. And I don't know. I think she'll be able to survive to the swap, and she can reunite with her real allies, because she needs to know she's not really in with these people. But yeah, Max and Sharon got really overconfident, really socially tone deaf, and the superfan goes, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with Carolyn and with Joaquin and Rodney. Are they going to bring Rodney in for the swing vote instead of Sierra? It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, great show, guys. I haven't listened this season, but I see you have a new format, so I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Take care.
Love it when our listener feedback says, haven't been listening to you this season, but no, I'm just kidding.
She's,
that's all right. She'll just catch up. Go ahead, David.
I never heard what you thought about Carolyn's move. Did you think it was the right move?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because she's got a good point.
Shireen were a sinking ship.
Yeah, she got a good point about not knowing where she stands with the group. However, I think Carolyn's going to bide her time until we get to the merge, because she's still got another boot in front of her that she would think would be Shireen. So, yeah. But plus, I think right before they split, it was getting to be where she was closer to Tyler and Joaquin. So she's hoping to get back with those guys and hoping that they're building relationships. So
she has plenty of room before the merge. She has plenty of buffer. Shireen's a buffer. Will's a buffer. At the minimum, she's got a 2-person buffer
all right,
for her.
Question: will she tell anyone on her new tribe she has an idol?
I don't know. Not unless she gets really close to him or her.
I wonder if there's somebody she wants to bring in close.
Right.
I don't think she will.
Right. All right. One more feedback, and it is from Will the Giant Ninja. If you want to follow him on Twitter, at The Giant Ninja. What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. The Giant Ninja. Holy wow, huh? As someone openly pulling for D&amp and Max, this wasn't the best episode. But disappointing Survivor is better than no Survivor, and it was an entertaining episode to be sure. By the way, it was one episode, not two. We got one title. No, we got two titles. Sorry, bud. One episode number. No, sorry, we got two episode numbers. And one previously on and one next on. That is true.
Yes.
There were 2 people voted off, and yes, it took 2 hours, but it was one episode. Sorry, Will. Next week is episode 6, according to my TV guide. So it was 2. But hey, you're a lawyer. Fight for it. We'll see what happens. So for those of you missing football, why aren't you watching hockey? Sure, college kids are playing basketball right now. Ho-hum. If you've never given hockey a real chance, and most of you haven't, give it a shot. My Blackhawks just finished beating both New York teams on back-to-back nights, which is awesome. Take that, Joaquin. Back to the 2-hour Survivor event. Here are my thoughts. Dear Survivor editors, I'm sorry, if you've got a confessional specifically referencing an upcoming reward, e.g., obviously not chicken, but still, please wait until after said reward before showing us that confessional. Or at least somehow edit the obvious reference out. You took all of the drama out of the chicken reward for me. I knew that the blue-collar tribe wasn't going to win that challenge. As soon as I saw the reward, just a friendly note. Dear Survivor Challenge Team, please stop designing challenges that put survivors in danger. Obviously, last year you weren't 100% responsible. The kid from Make-A-Wish was the one that tried to kill Missy. But you knew that blindfolded survivors would be standing below 50-pound wooden grates, which were falling toward their heads from 15 feet above the ground. You could have seen this coming. Jeff did, multiple times. Bad on you. I'm surprised that the Dream Team didn't have this issue.
I read that in Gordon's question to Probst, and he mentioned that the Dream Team was more methodical, I think not as rushed, but at the same time, like Dalton said, well, they're not playing for $1 million either. So,
yeah. You said Gordon asked Probst.
Sorry,
Did you mean
I meant
Dalton?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Number 3, Dear Kelly, way to tough it out. My daughter Gracie found a new hero to root for last night when she saw you determined to compete with the blood pouring down your face. That's Survivor, man. Awesome.
Talking about kids and liking challenges stuff, Davis wants to do the Wrecking Ball challenge for his birthday. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Well, you're going to have to buy like 80 pounds of popcorn.
Yeah, really. Or cheese doodles, whatever they were.
Those were popcorn kernels. Or corn kernels. Dear Jen, I love that you used your discomfort about your tribe killing the chicken as an opportunity to search for the hidden immunity idol. And that you found it was fantastic. You're in a great spot in the game, with 3 teammates wanting to keep working with you and an idol. I'm looking forward to seeing you go far in this game. I'm also glad that Dwayne has you on his Survivor Challenge team, because Dwayne is awesome.
Oh, he's so biased.
Actually, he didn't write that. I added that last sentence.
Oh, you got me again.
I did. Dear D&amp, I was genuinely worried that you were on the outside of your tribe. Clearly, you might have been at one point, but you overcame that to put yourself in a solid 4-person alliance. Good for you. Just be careful not to alienate the outsider who doesn't get voted out too much. That's interesting. Everyone can see that Lindsay needs to go for a variety of reasons, but if Sierra is with her, be careful. You may need Sierra in the future. Dear D&amp, see, I told you. Oh, and nice apology. Editors had fun hanging you out to dry there. Still pulling for your brother, but oi to the yay. Is it oi to the yay or oi to the ye?
Oi to the V? I don't know.
Sorry. Oi to the V. Sorry, I totally blew that. Dear Max, you've alienated Carolyn since day 4. You obviously thought that your 3 was tight, and I trusted your read. You were wrong. Carolyn was coming for you even if there hadn't been a swap. She was thrilled to be able to send you home. As much fun as you had talking about Survivor and walking around naked and quoting past survivors and catching sharks, Wait, did you catch a shark? All the cool survivors catch sharks. You needed to spend more time getting along with folks. At the end of the day, it's a social game. If people like you, you stick around. If they don't, you don't. And folks didn't like you on either of your tribes. Dear no-callers, did none of you think to approach any of the white collars, even just to get information? Jen seemed genuinely shocked that Carolyn wasn't lockstep with Max and Shireen. I have to assume that Haley and Otherwill were as well. That's bad survivor play. Y'all were lucky that Carolyn approached you. If she hadn't, you three would have been the next three to go. You're still in the game, but it didn't have to be that way. It worked out for you, but I still say you should have been talking with the other threesome to see how close they were, rather than just assuming they were as tight as you are. Dear Carolyn, bad choice. I know that you couldn't stand Max and Shireen, but Kelly was going to go with you three. You were third in a group of 4, and you were ready to add Joaquin and Tyler back to your group post-merge, who were bound to both make it, given that Nagarote won't be winning any challenges anytime soon. Instead, you're 5th in a group of 5 who will have no allegiance to you post-merge. I'm sorry, but I don't like the choice, and when you consider that it was made for non-strategic reasons, I don't like it at all. You always have to do what's best for Carolyn, not just what makes Carolyn happy, but what makes Carolyn win. And if Shireen and Max are as annoying as everyone seems to think, then maybe you should have sucked it up and gone to the end with them, just saying. Number 10, Dear Max, don't ever say to the camera, I'm glad we're going to Tribal Council tonight, ever. More importantly, though, I know you were taken by surprise by the #blindside, so I don't hold you totally responsible for missing the opportunity. But seriously, how did you not shout, I've been bamboozled? Well, that's all I've got for this week. Looking forward to more Survivor next Wednesday. I think it's pretty much inevitable that Nagarote goes back to Tribal Council, and I think Shireen is done. The monkeys will miss their enthusiastic audience. Later, peeps. Will the Giant Ninja. P.S. Listen to the Die Hard cast, which is Movie Talk with D and D, which should be out already, by the way. Kathy on Twitter, #STWDD, says, I think they were corn pops in the Wrecking Ball Challenge.
That is what they look like, yeah.
All right, they look like kernels of corn to me. Unpopped popcorn is what they look like to me.
Little brown kernels? I thought they looked like white
red.
cheddar cheese doodles or something.
Yellow, I mean. Did I say red? Yellow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Miko's Challenge. Wow, that was loud. We will have the D&D Survivor Challenge points updated probably tomorrow, or as you're reading this, go to our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com or stwdd.com, and look for one of the featured articles. All right, David. It is time for Miko's Challenge. One question at a time. And since you are winning, I think you should go first.
Okay.
So, quote number 1. Well, let's read what he said first. These were really strong episodes for quotes, so this is probably going to take a while. 11 quotes and 2 questions for each. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Also note that there is a bonus question at the end that should be answered simultaneously. I'll reveal the answer for that in the group after the show in case you get it right.
So we're going to write it down and then show each other.
Where do you get that?
He said simultaneously. We're going to say it at the same time?
Yeah, we'll just say it at the same time.
Okay.
All right, quote number 1. All right, cool. Thanks. Bye.
Wait a minute. That's my first quote to you.
Dude, you're
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I got you so bad. I got you so bad.
Oh, you did.
And what's even better is that my first quote is one of your players, and that would be Jen that said that to Max.
Yes, that is correct. David got quote number 1 correct.
And your quote number 1 is, we're on the same page, right?
I hate this game.
You know that. Come on.
Oh, no, that was Shireen.
There you go. That's a point.
Boom. quote number 2, David. Play along at home, my friends. Play along at home.
Hold on, I'm going to cough while you read this.
You're going to cough. Oh, you're going to cough. Sorry. I don't trust that dude.
Oh, that's is that Mike talking about Rodney?
Are you asking or telling?
I'm kind of waiting for you to play the right answer noise, if that's what you're going to do.
So that is your answer?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Mike, about Rodney before trial.
Oh, I can't believe I got this as your second quote.
Well, let's hear it.
You're Satan.
I don't know who said that.
Yes, you do. I told you in the middle of the podcast.
But I wasn't paying attention to you.
I'm sorry. I was talking in the middle of the podcast and you weren't paying attention to me?
I was probably reading a tweet.
Okay,
the
quote
said
is, you're Satan.
Well, that's Lindsay.
When you asked me, how did Jen react to Joe with the chicken, she gave him the chicken and said,
oh, that's right.
Satan.
She said, you're Satan.
I'm going to put a little X by that one. That's wrong.
Yeah,
okay.
I got that one wrong.
Okay.
All right, quote number 3, David. You are 2 for 2. This tribe is failing.
That would be Mike as well in the previously on.
Can we get... He's not supposed to use quotes from previously on.
Yes, he is. It's in the episode. It's within the episode.
All right.
Because I got it right. So, yes, he is. All right,
All right.
Quote
my
number 3.
Quote
number 3.
Here I go.
Patience is a virtue.
That's... Really? That has been said by 100,000 people.
But you just covered it in the podcast. You said it, and you said who said it. So you should say it because you should know who said it because they said it and you said it. Patience is a virtue.
Search and document. Patience. Carolyn.
Oh, you shouldn't know. I'm just kidding. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You should get half a point for that.
Hey. I took notes so I could do well on the Mikos challenge.
Watching it like 3 hours ago
All right,
helps
go ahead.
too. I just asked you one. You got to ask me one.
Oh yeah. Sorry. All right, here we go. Quote number 4. Really? You're getting some easy quotes, buddy. My tribe is absolutely dead to me.
Oh goodness, who could have said that after her closest alliance got voted out of the game?
I don't know.
Oh goodness, what sword?
Why does Miko like
what
you
sword
more than
wielding
me?
tall blonde would have said something like that? So I'll go. Is it Sierra or Ciara?
Yes,
depending on how you spell the name.
By the way, I like your new podcasting room set up. It looks really good.
Thanks. I'm not sure how permanent it is because the liver of this room, the occupant of this room. The occupant of this room is coming home this weekend because we might be taking a road trip to Chapel Hill for the NCAA tournament. So we don't know yet.
Yeah. You know what? She doesn't live at home anymore, dude. It's your room.
I know. So we'll see.
All right.
Quote number 4 for you. For you. I'm a professional whistler.
Oh, Shireen.
There you go. See, that was pretty simple.
I'm 3 for 4.
Yeah.
David, quote number 5. Why did they let us know they know so much about Survivor?
Well, I think Jen's the only person that talked about that kind of stuff out loud, so I'm going to say Jen.
Yes.
I love this game. I really do.
It's fun. I know you do.
Okay.
I know. I always like it until we start playing it.
All right, your 5th quote.
Mm-hmm.
We are at the make or break point.
We are at the make or break point.
Yes.
Mike.
Sorry. It was Will right at the beginning of the episode after they voted out Nina.
Uh-huh. I got you. I've missed 2.
I know. I'm keeping track.
Quote number 6. This is like a dream come true.
Is that Jen after finding the idol?
I don't know. Is it?
I'll say yes.
Is that your answer? Yes.
Yes.
That is the freaking answer. Gosh, it made me so mad.
Don't you pay attention during the episodes?
No, I knew it was her. Dadgummit, you're getting all the easy ones.
Yeah, but I don't get the multiple things at the bottom. So, all right, here's your next one. Quote number 6. And you've got 6 more to go. Our plan just comes to us. Quote number 6. Our plan just comes to us.
Jen.
Close. It was Haley.
Oh, crud, it was. Gosh, I am so upset with myself.
Hey, don't be throwing any wood through a wood pile. Just relax. Just relax.
I'm looking for something to throw, and all I have is a Seattle Seahawks flag. And last time I did that, Faith got mad.
Yes, don't do that.
All right. Gosh. Oh. Come on. All right, here we go. Really?
See, Miko didn't send these in. I actually sent them in.
This is ridiculous. This is the most obvious quote.
You realize your quotes are going to be even harder next week.
All right, here we go. How do you remember that? How do you know that? Why do you know that? Just say it, okay?
I think it was Jen.
You think so? Gosh.
He must have known that I really thought this was a strong Jen episode.
Right, okay, whatever.
You'll get this one.
I'm the one that posted on Twitter about Jen today.
That's because I don't use Twitter. I just talk to people on Twitter. I don't really use it.
Whatever.
Quote number 7. My mother is 64, but if you've seen her, you've maybe hit on her.
Based on
That's probably one of the best quotes of the episode.
Based on the grammar alone, I'm going to go for Rodney.
You'd be right. I love that quote. But if you've seen her, you'd probably hit on her.
You be seeing her, man. You be hitting on her.
That's great.
All right, quote number 8. Where are we now? Out of 7, you've gotten all 7. Out of 7, I've gotten
4.
Quote number 8. What is the survivor gods trying to tell me?
You're not going to like this, but I know that's Carolyn because I actually wrote it down in my notes. After she got stuck with Max and Shireen.
Yeah, I knew it was her.
Oh, so you knew one of mine. Cool. Hold on.
I've known all of yours, David.
Oh, okay.
All right,
your quote number 8. On a spectrum of crazy, they're both very close to 10.
That would be Will.
No, that was actually Carolyn talking about Shireen and Max.
No, it was Will talking about Shireen and Max.
According to Miko, it was Carolyn. So if you want to if you want to file a protest, you can.
Why do you get all the quotes that it was obvious only one person said? And I get all the quotes that were anybody could have said.
Just the way the quote falls. You got to ask me a quote.
It ain't just the way the quotes fall. These aren't random. These are contrived by Miko.
You're not pretty when you're losing. Go ahead.
I know I'm not. Just a second. But I am pretty. All right. That was weird.
Number 9.
Number 9. Only the strong survive.
Ooh.
I've already put a check mark by it. Only the strong survive.
Let's see. Marking off who didn't say it. I don't think Joaquin said it. I don't think he said much of anything in this episode. Except talking about the rabbit.
She starts with rats and goes to rabbits.
Thanks for dancing. Was it Rodney? Sounds like something Rodney would say.
Yes, it was.
Was it? Sorry, I didn't mean to get that one right.
If hate wasn't such a strong word, David, it would be spewing out of my mouth.
I should know all of Team Cholera's quotes. I should know this. Instead, I know all of Jen's, but anyway.
Rodney's all right, quote 9. What is my quote 9?
I don't want these first 11 days to be for nothing.
That was Mike.
Absolutely. And that's funny because I had no idea who said that.
Really?
It makes sense now when I read that it was when I saw the answer, but I might not have gotten that.
I don't want these first 11 days to be for nothing. That was Mike, Connie. Did you hear it? Yeah, my wife's in here. So I'm distracted.
She's like, why are you still in here?
Talk, David.
This is Survivor Talk with David, and he's talking to her. So let's see, number 10.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
number 10. Quote
Good,
number 10.
because I don't talk very well by myself. So
she said, "Are you going to be done in 30 minutes?" I went, "I don't know." No, we will be done.
Yes,
30 minutes
or less. Just like Domino's, 30 minutes or less.
My youngest son needs to be picked up, so I have to be done. All right, here we go. Quote number 10. That experience pretty much sucked.
Was that Dan after Travel?
I don't know. Was it?
That's my guess. Dan. Ooh, what was that?
It was Mike.
Oh.
It's about freaking time that you miss one.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Good.
I'll be more happy.
Here comes your quote number 10. It's tricky, so bet you need to listen.
It's tricky to rock a run, to rock a run. That's right. On time. It's tricky. Go ahead.
If you were my son, I'd break your jaw and feed it to you for breakfast.
Lindsay.
There you go. Well done.
David, quote number 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's one cool looking armadillo.
That's not a quote from the show.
It was Shireen thinking the armadillo and the branch were having relations.
Man, that quote didn't ring any bells whatsoever.
All right, number 11. I can't say this, Miko, so I'm going to say ticked instead of the other word.
Okay.
All right? Somebody's going to be ticked off, but I know it's not me. Famous last words.
Is that Kelly?
Famous last words.
That was Kelly.
Crap. Yes. You got 10 out of 11.
She got a lot. She had a lot of confessionals this time. I hope I got all the points from this. Your quote number 11. I don't disagree with you. I'm even trying to say it like they said it.
That's awesome. That's easily Dan.
Yes, it is.
He says that 100 times an episode. I have a feeling he says it a lot in his life. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Because I got this.
I got this. I have known so many more girls than Mike. All right, David.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1.
Okay.
Let's see. How many people got hit, according to Probst, in episode 4 reward challenge? In other words, Probst says person X takes a hard hit. You get 3 points if you get the answer right. How many people got hit, according to Probst?
I think all 3 of the men that were standing by the railings got hit. And then Kelly, so I'm going to say 4.
Okay, your reasoning is wrong.
Oh.
It was Shireen, Lindsay, Will, and Kelly, but it is 4.
Oh.
Dan never got hit. He just almost got hit.
I thought Joaquin got hit, but then because she told him to watch out or something, but I don't remember if they were. I guess they would have showed it more if he'd gotten hit. Okay. Your question number 1. What was the final score in the episode 5 reward challenge? This is the challenge where they launched the balls and caught them with the nets. What was the final score in that episode 5 reward challenge?
They were playing to 5, so the score was 5-2.
That would be correct. All 3 points. 3 points. Very good.
Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Name the 2 pairs, 4 people total, from episode 5 immunity challenge that were from different starting tribes. E.g., if Haley and Rodney were a pair. 0.5 points per correct person and 0.5 points for naming a correct pair. In other words, 3 points total if you can correctly name both pairs. Since you're probably going to screw it up anyway, as a clarification, first David
Did he say all that? Since you're probably going to screw it up.
Yeah. First, David names the 4 people and assigns them into pairs, and only then Dwayne reveals the correct answers. Winky face.
All right, so I got to come up with
again.
pairs that were not on the same tribes before the swap.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in the Wrecking Ball Challenge.
Yes.
All right. I think Carolyn and Kelly were one pair. And let's see. I guess it was Will and Max were the other pair. Is that right? Just two pairs?
Yeah, but those... Hold on. No, because it was... Hold on. Well, the answer is wrong according to him.
Okay.
You should only get 3 points. And wait, no, you'll get 1.5 points for Carolyn and Kelly.
Uh-huh.
The other two are Joe and Rodney.
And that's correct. They were separate. I thought you said Max and Will went last. Unless one of them didn't go and they were a wrecking ball. That's probably what it was.
Just a second. Because I wrote it down.
Well, that's right. Because, yeah, Joe and Rodney were together.
Community Challenge. Oh, yeah, it was Max and Shireen that went together.
Oh, so you threw me off in the middle of the podcast on purpose. Very good. Very good.
Good.
Okay.
No, I was wondering why Max and Will didn't go together.
Oh.
I didn't know about this question. I didn't pre-read the questions.
No, but he's right there. It was Joe and Rodney. All right, number 2.
Right, so you got 1.5 points for that.
Okay, number 2. Who was the only person of the eligible participants in the 2 tribal councils who didn't talk?
Ooh.
Let's see. So there was 2. Who was the only person of the eligible participants in the 2 tribal councils who didn't talk?
Okay, first tribal council was Sierra. She talked. Dan. Kelly, she talked. Rodney talked. Lindsay talked. And Mike talked. I'm pretty sure Dan talked. The next tribal council was... Let's see. Jen, Max, Will, Haley. So that leaves Carolyn. Right? Shireen, Jen, Max, Will, Haley, Jen, and Carolyn. There's 14 left?
Yeah, because Max was 5th out.
So Carolyn didn't talk. And I guess Dan didn't talk.
There's only one person that didn't talk.
Oh, well, that's Carolyn. Then.
Yeah, you had it right because you said Dan did talk the first time you went through the first tribe because he got the first question. So,
I misunderstood the question.
Yeah.
I thought
it did sound like 2 people.
When he said of 2, I thought he meant there were 2 people. So.
Well, he meant across the 2 tribals, but yeah, you're right. It was Carolyn.
Okay, yeah, Carolyn. So I got all 3 points on that.
All 3 points,
Yay! Yeah. All right, bonus question. For both, write the answer down and reveal simultaneously.
That's where I saw it.
Here is the quote. It is ultimately a social game. It is ultimately a social game.
Mm-hmm.
Show your answer, David.
Show yours at the same time.
Oh, I feel like I'm in 6-year-old again. Who said it's ultimately a social game? Just a second. All right, here we go, David.
Mm-hmm.
It is ultimately a social game. 3, 2, 1, Mike. Jeff Probst. That doesn't count. He's not a player.
He said it when they were talking to. He was talking to Max and that Nesca, whatever tribe that is, the Red Tribe. He said ultimately it's a social game, so you got to get along with people. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was. He said that.
Since when is Jeff Probst a acceptable answer? Okay.
Well, maybe I'm wrong then,
All
but
right.
I'm pretty sure he said something like it's a social game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was Miko's challenge. So we want to thank you for watching. If you watched us live, we want to thank you for listening. If you downloaded us or if you watched us on YouTube, thank you so much. We do want to thank our monthly patrons who give as little as $1 or $2 a month on patreon.com/survivortalk. Really helps us with paying the bills for the podcast, especially with us starting Movie Talk with D&D, so we thank you very much. Also, remember to use our links for Amazon. Shop Amazon, first of all, and if you don't do Amazon Prime, you really should. But use our link to get there, and make sure you don't have anything already in your wish list or already in your cart when you use our link to go there. And to be honest with you, like if you see a link to Amazon that's for gift cards or something, that's okay. Go ahead and use it, and then you can go wherever you want. Or you can just set up a shortcut on your desktop, stwdd.com/Amazon. So thank you very much. Follow us on Twitter at Survivor_talk. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Survivor Talk. David, a great double episode. I loved it. And that's all I've got. How about you?
I think this is where it starts to get even better.
Oh,
we're getting to the part where it's going to start more twists, more turns, more flips, more backstabs. Finally, we're getting to see some Survivor.
Right, and we've got great players in the game still.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Carolyn. You've got, okay, I won't say Shireen. You've got Tyler. You've got, okay, I won't say Sierra yet.
Hey, if Shireen makes it past next episode, then that'll be something interesting.
Depending on who Sierra hooks up with, that could be good. But you've got Kelly, and of course Ronnie and Joaquin. You've got Haley and Jen. We got some great players, and Joe still left in the game to do some really awesome stuff. And of course Mike and Dan and Tyler and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a great, great season. Already is. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Download our Movie Talk with D&D episode, Die Hard. And if you subscribe to Shooting the Breeze, then you've already got it on your iPod. And if you're with Stitcher, it may still be called Shooting the Breeze because they're slow on the uptake, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, David's already said that's all he got. So see ya, everybody.
See ya.
Hey guys, Dwayne here. Many of you already shop Amazon using our link, and we thank you for that. In fact, we thank you very much. Would you consider becoming a D&D patron? It's really easy to do, and it's a great way to say, thanks D&D for the family-friendly entertainment you provide to me each week. So head on over to our website, select the green Patreon button in the right column, and who knows, you might even enjoy some of the perks that come along with being a patron. Let's get on with the show.